Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm feeling it. Baby hairs, ponytail, oh, yeah. So discipline. The definition of discipline. Disciplining the mind is the message today, obviously. The definition, the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior using punishment to correct disobedience. Disobedience coincides with discipline because it has a lot to do with removing temptations. That's the number one thing for me when we're disciplining our mind, removing temptations. It's so easy to fall into them. So removing those are very vital to me. It's a challenge, and a lot of us, we're way too comfortable. We don't like a challenge. We're way too comfortable, and then we look around us and wonder why things are not changing. It's because we are too comfortable in the situation that we're in, and we all know that comfortability creates stagnation. It keeps you stagnant, because you're so stuck into the known. You're not going into the unknown. So this has a lot to do with disciplining the mind because that has to do with trying new things. Anything that comes easy is not worth having. This is not easy. You're not just going to go home, take the message, and be like, oh, okay, I got the message. It's good. Yeah, no. Repetition and consistency. Repetition. You got to practice everything that I'm talking about. You have to study. You have to put it into action and do. D-O, do. So number 2, consistency and repetition. First one, removing temptations. Number 2, consistency and repetition. You don't get to take these words home and just sit on them. You have to put them into action. And there are plenty of benefits that come from disciplining the mind and being grounded. You know that saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. This has to do with that. Discipline is being grounded. That means taking the time out to really just set up a fence like, okay, no, look, this is how it's going to go down. We're going to stick to the plan and we're going to carry it out. That's just as simple as that. Not simple, but that's how it goes. Okay. Applying discipline. The strongholds. So discipline. When we do not discipline our mind, it creates strongholds. And the definition of strongholds is being held in bondage due to a certain way of thinking. Ooh, honey, a lot of us are stuck in that. I was like that too. It can come from childhood. It can come from anywhere. You can be a child and be thinking this certain way all the way until you grow up, and you're just thinking, oh, this is the way I'm supposed to think, and that's it. It's like a blockage. Like those strongholds is like a blockage. Something just won't let you in. Like you just won't let anything in. Those are very, very vital. And so many of our problems that we have are rooted in our thinking patterns, which again have to do with those strongholds. Our thinking patterns could have came from, again, our childhood to now. You have to watch what you're thinking about. Just because you're thinking about a certain thing doesn't mean that it's the right thought. Every thought that we have is not beneficial to us. Some of it can be very harmful, very untasteful, unhealthy, and confusing. And they can lead into confusing actions because when we think, it becomes an action. Thoughts become actions. And this has to do with disciplining the mind, obviously. Those inner voices and those inner conversations that we have with ourselves, like the doubt, the fear, those theories that we come up with, those all create those strongholds. Again, just because we're thinking it does not mean it is the right thought. So I wanted to jump back into those thinking patterns that we may have that create these strongholds. I heard a story about a guy when he was younger. He faced a lot of rejection from his parents. So he would always try to do really good things for his mom. But when he tried to do it, he became clumsy. So when he became clumsy, his mom's like, oh, you're always going to be clumsy. You're never going to be this. You're never going to be that. So when he became older in his marriage, those thoughts came into the marriage, like they transpired. So from those childhood thoughts, when he got into the marriage, if there was ever a problem with his wife or something, he took those thoughts and he's like, okay, well, I'm just going to sit back. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. Maybe I shouldn't do anything because I don't like confrontation, which came from the childhood. So you see what I'm saying? It came from the childhood and it came all the way into his marriage when he got older. So that is a stronghold, a certain specific way of thinking all the way into your marriage. That's a stronghold. There's a blockage. You have nothing else new coming in. This has to do with being uncomfortable to discipline your mind. You have to be able to unbreak those strongholds pretty much. So, and And another thing, we can't control our actions because we don't control our thoughts. Our thoughts are so out of control because we don't even know that controlling them is an option for us. I mean, did you know that you can control? Did you know you can do that? I mean, I used to be the girl who didn't even know. Like, whoo, take it away, honey, because that is so true. It just applies so significantly. Some of us don't even know that we have that option. Like, really ask yourself, did I have the option to change the way I think? That means it's going to change my life? Yes. Yes. That's what. So, that's another reason why I want to be a voice so that, other people can know that. Because I didn't know that. Look at me now. Knowing. Okay. Yeah. So this process, it takes plenty of time and study. Again, repetition and consistency. You have to do it again and again. And little by little, you will change. Don't give up. Like I said, it takes time. It's not just going to happen overnight. Do not give up. Little by little, you are changing. And you're changing your mind for the better. The more your life will begin to change for the better is when you start thinking for the better. So when you're talking in it, you begin to walk in it. And that is some of the benefits of disciplining the mind. Those are some things that I had to correct myself, but you have to acknowledge these things. You have to point them out. You have to address them. Don't be afraid to address things with yourself because that's the only way that you're going to grow. So let's get rid of these strongholds in our mind. Look at these baby hairs. These strongholds, they got to go. Like, be open-minded. There's a difference between being dumb and being open-minded. Be open-minded to new things. That's the only way that you're going to change. You have to think in a new way. And I want you guys to end with this. Your journey is about to become that much greater. Don't doubt it. Believe it, because it's coming, honey. It's coming. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe, okay? Mwah. See you guys later.